welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, February 9th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. We are proud to announce that Hotspots Happening Out is a beneficiary of the Florida AIDS Walk. Funds raised will be matched dollar for dollar in support of Hotspots Happening Out HIV policy reform and educational programs, including the MSM conference. We invite you to join Team Sunshine Cathedral in this initiative. Join us on March 21st to walk in support of the HIV community and along the Sunshine Cathedral team.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Queer culture in India, the complexities of tradition and resistance. Queer culture in India is a vibrant blend of ancient tradition, colonial resistance, and modern activism. Unlike many Western counterparts, Indian queerness is rooted in centuries-old concepts of gender fluidity, such as the Hijra community, who have historically occupied a distinct socio-religious third gender role. However, much of this indigenous acceptance was suppressed by colonial-era laws, most notably Section 377. The 2018 Supreme Court ruling to decriminalize consensual same-sex acts marked a historic turning point, sparking a queer renaissance in urban centers like Mumbai and Bangalore. Today, the culture thrives through pride parades, independent digital magazines like Gaysi, and increasingly nuanced representation on streaming platforms. Yet a divide remains. While urban youth celebrate coming out, rural and marginalized queer individuals often face deep-seated social stigma. Despite the 2023 refusal to legalize same-sex marriage, the movement continues to evolve, weaving together caste intersectionality and modern identity to demand full equality. They've got a lot going on there because they were colonized, and the countries colonized by European countries were damaged. Not only were the resources stolen, and but their cultures, their values, their spiritualities were sort of hijacked, and so they're still overcoming the damage of colonialism. Then within their own system, they've been trying to sort of do away with this, I think, but historically they have these caste systems where you're born into a caste and you can't get out of it, and the lower castes are treated very badly or whatever. And so there's this sort of built-in attitude of some people are less than, and then there's this imposed thing from colonialism that those people are less than, and people saying, I have agency, I'm a person, and I'm going to fight for my rights. And those voices are being heard. So all of this is going on. And just like in the UK, just like in the US, just like in Australia, just like other places, the urban areas are where they find community and are safer, and there's faster progress. And then in the rural areas, attitudes are less enlightened, or less inclusive, or less or gentle or kind. And so we see that playing out all over the world. But in spite of the hurdles, in spite of the histories, they are reclaiming a part of their culture, which is this sort of third gender stuff. And then also just naming, we deserve to be treated as people. They didn't get marriage equality, but they tried. Right. And it didn't happen, which means it probably will happen later. But they also got consensual same-sex relationships are no longer criminalized. And so there's, I think there's some sort of eunuch class, that may be what they're calling the third gender. And even though there's this historic place for them, there is also a lot of discrimination against them. And so they're sort of reduced to sex work or begging. And so, but the same thing with the US, maybe not to the same degree, but people, when they come out as gay or even as trans, or even more so maybe as trans, they have to have survival sex. They have to, there's not a lot of opportunities, not a lot of support, and they do what they can to get by. So this is a very local story about a local place, and yet it's also a universal story of queer people suffering and fighting for themselves and making progress along the way. So our hearts are with the queer community in India.
I think though this also is a good reminder that once the genie is out of the bottle, you can't put it back in. And the culture here is taking a major shift and making a lot of advances in the gay culture there. And it's going to be fun to continue to watch this, because I think we have a lot to learn, us to learn again from what we've gone through in America, to watching them with a new kind of sense of energy. Like this is all new to us. And so maybe we can tap into that newness of the energy, remind us of where we come from, to what they're struggling for there also, because they've had many struggles. Many over the years. So that's another one. So genie's out of the bottle, folks. Get ready for it.
And you know, when it comes to queer people being targeted, it's often colonial oppression.
Right.
But, you know, I'm glad to see that folks are moving forward, and it kind of gives me a little bit of hope too, that, you know, you take these steps back, but you're going to keep moving forward. As you just said, Bishop, the genie's out of the bottle. We ain't going back.
It's the wind beneath our wings. It's something that is going to happen, and it gives us in the States, the United States of America, a push to continue to ensure that our rights are not going to be infringed upon. It shows that the rest of the world is so fast moving in front of us. When did this country stop being leaders in almost everything? Well, it's happened, and I don't mind following my brothers and sisters in the subcontinent. I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's a positive thing.
We have let our politics be hijacked by fundamentalist religion.
Yes.
And every country that has done that, these nations who are sort of dominated now by fundamentalist Islam itself is neutral, just like all religions are neutral. You can be progressive with it, or you can be regressive with it. But the ones that have fully embraced fundamentalism, places that in the Middle Ages were the leaders in science and math and medicine, where are those innovations since fundamentalism took it over? That fundamentalism kills thought. Fundamentalism kills the inquiry. Fundamentalism kills the desire to learn more, because you think you know it all, and you have to pretend you know it all, because to know something else means you were wrong. You can't be wrong, because that's just not an option. And so we're no longer the leading in innovation, because we've been taken over by the thing that kills innovation. And so maybe we'll learn. Maybe, I don't know. But another thing about India that I admire, they have a lot of religions. They're a pluralistic place, but one of the primary religions is Hinduism. And Hinduism has a zillion, grillion, billion, trillion gods, but they're really expressions of the one ultimate reality. There's really just one God. And that one God is really all there is. It's the universe. And so this God that appears as hundreds of gods is also actually in all of us. And so once you take that seriously, then you know, oh, there's divinity in every person I look at. There's a divine spark in every person. And when we're being mean to people, we're being cruel to people, we're leaving people out, we are blaspheming the divinity within them. And so they actually have a religious undergirding for this liberation. And I hope they follow it to its obvious conclusion. And I hope we follow that example.
Indeed.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check our performing arts series on Saturday, February the 7th at 8 p.m. You'll want to catch selections from the musical Pearly.
And on February 13th, we'll be featuring Jay Rodriguez live. An OG Queer Eye for the Straight Guy star, cabaret performer, and musical theater actor will be right here in Fort Lauderdale at 8 p.m. Saturday, February 13th.
Finally, on February 28th, Adrian McGrady will be performing a range of musical styles, from jazz to electronic, on 5 different kinds of flute.
And remember, all of those can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts for your tickets. And you can also get an add-on for the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet and greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before the show starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There's a limited number of people who can get pub passes, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we're all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.